All right, folks, I got a rip for everybody today. It is a classic best, the Miners box. Picked this up. It looks like it's a 91. I was just getting ready to say I have no idea what year it is, but it said right on the price tag. They had a 10% off of this old dusty box at the local card shop. So I figured for 18 bucks it was worth tearing into. There is a chase card, which I always like with these. Mike Schmidt. He might have played third base. He might have been good. I can't recall. Just kidding. Anyway, I thought this might be a fun break. It looks like there are 12 cards per pack. I don't know how many packs are in here, but let's get to ripping. Let's see what we got. Be cool to pull that Mike Schmidt right from an old crumpled up dusty box. All right, Kevin Flora, Cesar Murillo. I'm not gonna read all these. I'm just gonna flip through and let's pause at the guys who actually either made the big league club or are recognizable. And so far that's 0. Interesting. These cards also, just so you guys know, are paper thin. I mean, there's not much stock to these cards. All right, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Jerome Williams. I assume it's the same one. He was obviously a big star for the Cubs when, or at least a big prospect. He didn't really turn into much, but I'm assuming it's the same guy. Tim Stargell's definitely not Willie. Mike Oquist, Bradshaw. Kiki Jones, he danced in the majors for a little bit with the Dodgers, I believe. Again, if it's the same guy I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of Enrique Kiki Hernandez. Man, these are wild. Here's a checklist. That's the most exciting thing I've seen so far. I see a couple of recognizable names on there, but I did not realize how junk these were going to be. I was kind of expecting to pull, I don't know, a bunch of stars in their Miners uniforms, but that is not the case. Holy cow. I'm 3 packs in. I've yet to see anybody I really recognize for the... Oh, there we go. Garrett Anderson. Card's got a very slight ding at the top there, but it's not bad. Oh, and at the bottom. Quad City Angels. All right, I'm going to call that my biggest hit to date. Garrett Anderson was a hell of a solid player. I know somebody who's a Garrett Anderson fan. And Willie Green. I wonder if this is the same Willie Green that was rumored to hit that like 500-foot home run. Oh, that wasn't Willie Green. That was Willie Ainsley. See, I don't know my obscure Willies that well. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Brad Ausmus. There's a another decent hit. Hugh Walker, Jim Wagner, some other guy. Oh, there we go. This is a pretty good one. Ivan Rodriguez. So that would actually be a pre-rookie card because his first card that I'm aware of is that 92 Bowman, and here's a 91 Classic. That's probably worth $500 million. Greg Zahn was a decent major leaguer, but I wouldn't call that a hit. Greg Glosser. Scott Freeman, Dave Telger. Here we go. There's Tim Salmon, the original big fish for the Angels. Salmon was obviously a solid ball player as well. It's a pretty cool card. All right, we're heating up here. Does anybody feel a Mike Schmidt autograph coming on? The box said there were 2,000 of the Mike Schmidt autos. So in today's standards, and especially standards back in the day, that would have been quite the hit. Here we go. There's a couple of decent players. So Reggie Sanders had a very successful career, and Jeff Kent was a former MVP who also appeared on the hit TV show Survivor. I'm a Kent fan. I thought he was a great player. Oh, here's another pretty good hit. We got a Larry Jones card with the Macon Braves. That's a pretty cool card. So yeah, we're coming through here. Oh, here's an interesting one. Bo Dodson. Don't know you. All right, John Patterson and another checklist. Oh, there's Willie Ainsley. He is in this set, so may have hope for that guy yet. even though I'm not aware of him actually making a big league club. I just always liked that guy with his rumored monster home run. So here we go. Here's Marcus Giles' brother. So just kidding, really. Brian Giles, to me, was always the better of the Giles brothers. And that guy was a whale of a player. I really don't know what happened to him. Maybe he just retired. I don't think it was because of age, but he had a great career. I really liked watching him play. Speaking of, there's old Willie Ainsley. Jackson Generals. I don't know if that, yeah, it was the Astros Farm Club. Selected in the first round of the June '88 draft. Hits 500-foot home runs. This card was backwards, but it's not a auto or anything special. Schreiber, John Jaha. I think he made it to the bigs, didn't he? How about this Diablo's hat? Man, they really went to the design factory with that one. All right, this box is kind of fun now. It started out a little bit sketchy, I'm not going to lie, made me a little nervous. And then it got kind of exciting. Got a few pretty decent pulls here. All right, Andres Berumen, I've never heard of him. Jordan Kimberlin, Dave something or other, Mike Hankins, Proctor, Derek Reed, Javier something or other, Jeff Tuss, Joey James, Sam Taylor. All right, that was a bit of a slow pack. Who else might be in this 91 set? I mean, I guess we might see like a Piazza, maybe a Mariano. Any chance we'll see a Rivera in here? That'd be a pretty cool pull. Maybe a Carlos Delgado. That'd be fun. I guess there's a bunch of guys that could be in the set. Who are the big rookies in like 93? Maybe, might be a little bit too soon to catch a Jeter, but there's Billy Ashley. He was a pretty big prospect, and I think he did okay. I don't think I would call him a great career guy, but he got more at bats in the bigs than I did, so I guess that makes him a solid player, right? All right, Bolton, Leary, Kevin something or other, Matt Franco, Lee Tinsley, Keith Mitchell. Hey, there's Mike Lieberthal. He was a hell of a catcher. Oh, here's another good one, too. So we got Lieberthal, who's a very solid catcher, had a lot of power for the Phils. Then we got one young Pedro Martinez, San Antonio Missions. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I really like this card. That's a great card. That might be one of my favorite Pedros at this stage. All right. Yeah, this is a pretty fun box. Tell you, man, for 18 bucks, it's not too bad. I'm getting the kick out of it. Better than opening some of the new junk that's out there today. Johnstone, Ruffin, McNeely, Freddie Davis Jr., Enoch Simmons, Tim Howard, Hosey, Billy White, Orlando Miller, Lockett now. Not too much there. All right, Jose Valentin. He was another decent player. Played for the Wranglers down in Wichita. All right, and another checklist. I've got a lot of checklists. Maybe I should go through those a little later and just see what all is in this set, what the possibilities are. It says there's 396 cards, so it's about half the size of a typical top set. Davey Lopez. Damian Easley, I think he was a decent player. Wasn't Easley a great second baseman or so for the Tigers? I don't really remember. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Hippolito Pichardo. He was a pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. I watched Hippolito Pichardo pitch quite a few times in person. I wouldn't call him a great player either, but it's a familiar name for me, so that's another fun card there. I might check that one out a little later. Would be fun to pull, like, I know this is a couple years after Griffey's rookie year, but those are always fun to pull in these sets. They seem to always throw some of the bigger names in here just as a Easter egg for some of the fans, I guess. make these sets a little bit more interesting. Oh, there's another Pedro. Man, these must be really rare. Or maybe I'm just super lucky. That's probably it. All right, let's see here. Yeah, nothing much in this one so far. Let's see, Ed Firm, John Cool. Hey, Bill Murray. Everybody knows famous actor Bill Murray. Superstar. All right. All right, let's keep this ripper rolling. Yeah, these are kind of junk cards. I kind of see why these set in the kind of discard section of the shop there, but like I said, it's just still a fun rip, and I kind of like flipping through and seeing some of these guys, especially back in their minor league days. It's kind of a fun rip, if anything else. Nothing there. I wonder if these, I didn't even bother to look on eBay to see if these had any value. It's not like I would have sold the box, who cares, but, oh, there we go. I think mine is missing the autograph. I pulled a Mike Schmidt. It looks really filthy on top. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of grody. I guess I would have been pissed if that was one of the auto cards, but yeah, there we go. We got a cool Mike Schmidt in there, though. One regular Mike Schmidt. Let's get a autograph Mike Schmidt in here. Tim Costco. I don't think that was his name. If anybody has seen these sets on, or not sets, but these boxes on eBay, let me know in the comments how much they cost. I've just never bothered to take a look. Hey, there's a guy who had a decent career, Carlos Perez. He was a hell of a starting pitcher. Stick him over here. Lee Patterson. There's Rondell White. He was also a pretty big prospect for, I thought, the Expos. That's who he came up with. I can't recall, though. He was a decent player. Carlos Fermin. I don't think that's the same guy I'm thinking of. He played for Kansas City. Felix. I know that Felix Fermin, but for some reason I thought I remembered another Fermin. Maybe that's Felix's dad. Who knows? Played for the Fayetteville Generals, the powerhouse Generals of Fayetteville. All right, Randy Knorr, David Lopez, Fred Russell. If I miss anybody in here who you think had a decent career worth being called out, hey, let me know. I got a second Carlos Fermin card. If anybody is a huge Carlos Fermin fan, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and that card could be yours. All right, man, look at that hair. Johnny Calzado, at least he was dressed the part. Brian Johnson, catcher. He was a decent catcher. At least he made it to the show. Nothing much here. All right, let's keep on going. I've never seen a picture of Mike Schmidt where he did not look like he meant business. And he definitely looks like he means business on that card. John Gross. You know, I've gotten quite a few doubles, but really not as bad as you might expect in some of these lower quality sets. DJ Dozier. That name sounds familiar as well, but I think maybe just from another card. I think he might have made it to the bigs and then kind of fizzled out. Bruce Chick. I always thought that was the best name. Rich Bachelor. Yes, he is. He's a handsome son of a bitch. Steve Martin, another famous comedian in here. Have Bill Murray and now Steve Martin. It's like the big Quinella right there. Still cruising through. Man, there's a lot of cards in this box. There's a lot of packs. Like I said, I didn't really see where it said how many packs. I didn't really pay that close of attention. Matt Mieske, I think he made it to the bigs for a minute, didn't he? Phil Hyatt. Derek Lee. Yeah, Derek Lee had a short career in the bigs as well. I don't know if he, how long he actually stayed, but, oh, and there's Mark Wohlers. I'll stick that with my extremely valuable Mark Wohlers autograph card. That Mark Wohlers autograph was a reminder not to spend money on any of the new hobby box garbage today. That's about all you can expect with some of those. Jose Zambrano, I wonder if he's in relation to Carlos Zambrano. There's Gerald Williams. He had a decent career. Again, not what I would call a great, but he played for a handful of years. And Todd Van Poppel, who again was another big prospect, I think, for the A's that never really amounted to the hype that was attached to him. No offense, Todd Van Poppel, if you're a subscriber to my exciting YouTube channel. Right, Harris. Matt Rambo, there's another great name. Bring it. Steve Rowland, not Scott. Kevin Rogers. Solomon Torres and Sean Whalen. Got a few guys in here I recognize that made it to the bigs, but again, never became superstars by any stretch, but there's a handful of folks there. Fred Cornelius. That is not much of a baseball name. No wonder he didn't make it. There's Brooke Fordyce. He had a stint in the bigs where he played a handful of games. I don't think he also turned into what they thought he was going to turn into, but he was still there, and that counts. Okay, got me another sweet checklist. I'm going to go back through and grab the rest of those checklists at the bottom. I want to scan through this a little bit later just for the heck of it. I'll try to highlight the cards that I did not get in this box. Give me a reason to keep an eye out for another one of these rare gems. They were printing cards by the bazillions back in 91, and I'm assuming that these junk cards were no different. There's Jeremy Burnitz. He was a big slugger. Kind of remind me a little bit of the profile of Pete Alonso. It's just Pete Alonso can hit, and Jeremy Burnitz just, again, a little bit of a flash in the pan. Never turned into what everyone expected he would be, which is, again, what Pete Alonso is. But definitely reminds me of him for some reason coming up. Just another one of these guys that everyone thought was going to be a big slugger. And, you know, obviously for the Mets, they are always looking for that superstar. And I think they've got it with Alonso, and they did not have it with Mr. Jerome Burnitz. All right, swoop. Boo Moore. Never heard of Boo Moore, but it's a shame he didn't make it to the bigs. All right, maybe shouldn't say made it. Had a long stint there in the bigs. How's that? Is that better? Maybe he was there. I don't know. I was 16 years old at the time. Don't blame me. Shane Reynolds. Longmire. D'Alessandro. All right. Nothing here that I'm familiar with. All right, I'm starting to get down to the bottom of this thing, man. This is a big box. This is a video you're for sure going to have to put on double speed to get through, because it's a bit of a boring one, I'm not going to lie. Cristobal Colon. Interesting. Oh, there's Jim Thome. There's a Hall of Famer. It's a pretty sweet card. He did not necessarily look like he was going to be a massive slugger at that age, but That's a great pull out of this set. Wilson Alvarez, he had a pretty good career. Arthur Rhodes, he was also a pretty good relief pitcher, I thought, for the Orioles for years, right? Yeah. It's a good card. All right, another checklist. Can't get enough of those. There's that Jerome Williams again. Oh, there's another Jeff Kent. I'll take it. Kiki Jones, Anthony Brown, Scuda Tucka. All right, I think we're starting to see the bottom of this box finally. Okay, there's another Garrett Anderson. I wish I could show you on this video just how thin these cards are. I mean, they're really freaking thin. I do not envision sending any of these things over to our friends at one of the grading companies. I think I'll go ahead and save the expense on that one. ROI might not quite be there on the 91. Highly sought after classic best set. There's a Carlos Delgado. It's one I'd mentioned earlier. Pretty excited to see that. I liked watching Delgado play. That guy was definitely a masher. It's a good pull and one of the last, I think there's 2 packs left after this one, and I'm kind of excited to get that. Now, maybe we can get a, like I said, I have no idea if Mariano Rivera's in here, but I think that would be one of the ultimates if I could pull one out of these last couple, or a Mike Piazza. I wouldn't mind having a Piazza out of this as well. And some of these are kind of hard to open. All right, Paul Ellis. There's Eric Young. EY was a good player, second baseman. Played for a handful of clubs. Henry Mercedes, he made it and played in the bigs for a handful of years. Dave Fleming, he was also had a decent career. I think he played for the Brewers, if I remember right. All right, guys, last pack, and we can end this painful rip. Juan Andujar, Alex Arias, Mo Sanford, some guy. I'm not feeling it here, folks. I don't think we're going to get this Schmidt auto. All right, that is the end of it. So thanks for watching, and love to see your comments below. Have a good weekend.